So this video is going to be talking about Montgomery Ward, and I'm going to be making this that I made some notes so I can do this video correctly. Now, some people say I shouldn't do it off of Wikipedia. I just got some notes here. So Montgomery Ward was founded in 1872 by Aaron Montgomery Ward. He led the company until his death in 1913. After that, his eldest son, William C. Thorne, took over the company. In 1917, William died, and it was succeeded by Robert J. Thorne until he retired in 1920. In 1930, the company J.P. Morgan hired Sewell Avery to lead the company. Robert L. May, which was the Christmas promotional staff, created Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, later sung by Gene Autry. Now, Montgomery Ward's, this is some info right here, but Montgomery Ward's was in a lot of small towns. The reason why it was because Aaron Montgomery Ward was really he really wanted a small town America to get a catalog. For years it was only a catalog business, and it became a store in the early 1900s. Physical locations and a new distribution center for the catalog showroom. And physical stores didn't start until the early 1900s. But for a while it was a catalog business, and actually it still is a catalog business, although it's not the original company. It still says Montgomery Ward's. If you go to www.montgomeryward.com, you can still find Montgomery Ward's online. They send out catalogs every so often to me, and I usually get some catalogs, which is pretty retro because which is pretty cool because I never went to Montgomery Ward's, because my local Montgomery Ward's was in Plattsburgh. There were some that were actually really local that were in these small towns around me, but those closed in like the 70s or 60s or something. But the one that was closest to me, which probably closed in 1999, I never went there because Montgomery Ward's was kind of a mix between a Kmart. Well, it's kind of a mix between Walmart and Sears, if you would say. But it was better, but I never went to it because I think they closed in 1997, way before I was born. So anyway, and where Montgomery Ward used to be was Lowe's. But anyway, in the early years, they never had locations in malls. And when their competitors like Sears, JCPenney, Dillard's, etc. started to conquer malls, Montgomery Ward started to stay in the small town America because they wanted to do that. And then they had to move the malls because small town America really wasn't, downtowns were starting to become a thing of the past, and Montgomery Ward started to go to malls, shopping centers, plazas, whatever. And then in the 70s, they created their own version of a discount store called Jefferson Ward. That lasted until the 80s. And then they bought out Lechmere, which was another chain. And Montgomery Ward's had their own departments, like they had a kids store, they had the electronics Ave, and they had their own Auto Express. Jokingly, the Auto Express logo looks like pretty much the Sears logo. the auto. If you ever type up on Google or whatever, the Auto Express, the actual auto logo looks actually like the Sears logo, like with the lines in the lettering. Montgomery Ward's lasted until 2001, and they had very few locations, but they had some stores called Ward's. It was kind of a thing that they tried to do by reviving their stores and trying to save it. But that didn't revive it really, because their competitors like Walmart, Target, Sears, and Kmart really were what made Montgomery Ward's go out of business. It was way before Amazon became a thing. And I think it's just the shopping style started to go to more of these discount stores, supercenters, and Montgomery Ward's just didn't last like they wanted to. But they still, Montgomery Ward's is just a different entity. It's not the same Montgomery Ward's that was. It's a different, totally different company. It's actually owned by, I think, Figure Hut, which is another mail order catalog. But anyway, that's Montgomery Ward's here. Montgomery Ward, also called Monkey Wards or Ward. Josh's store museum here. Thanks for watching, and peace.